people, live and in person after so long, doing everything we did over Zoom. It has been 3 long years. It is so good to be back together. I am seeing lots of faces I haven't seen in a very, very long time. It's feeding my soul here. It's lovely to see you all. We are going to get this show on the road. And the first thing that I want to do is get in the Wayback Machine. And we're going to go back just a bit to the Fight for 15. Did some of you remember that? We were fighting, this wasn't that long ago. We were fighting for a $15 an hour minimum wage. I don't know if you all remember it. I know Manuel remembers it. I know he walked 15 long miles with me from SeaTac to Seattle and a bunch of other caregivers demanding a $15 an hour minimum wage. And then we won it. But we didn't stop there. What did we say then? We said, time for 20. And now, today, not only are we getting 20, but we are blowing past that. And if we do what we need to do and fund our next contract, by the end, the average home care worker in Washington State will make $22 an hour. This will be the highest wages for home care workers anywhere in the country. And what that means is that folks like SEIU 775 Executive Board member Monique Taylor Swan this year bought her first house and started building generational wealth. We have breaking news on another exciting victory that I am very stoked to tell you. So some of you know all too well that DSHS was trying to cut hours for live-in providers yet again. We've been down this road before. It was Boo is right. It's like Jesus, it's like whack-a-mole here. It was called the Shared Benefit Rule. And not only did we beat it back, we won $116 million in back pay for caregivers whose hours were cut. That means that tens of thousands of caregivers are going to get checks. And I want to especially thank our members, Sylvia Liang, Manuel Brito, and Shazia Anwar, for leading in the class action lawsuit that helped bring this victory home. You've already heard a little bit this morning about nursing home workers from Linda Long. Nursing home workers went to the legislature and said, this is offensive. We are on the front lines. We are dangerously short-staffed. We are putting ourselves in harm's way. You need to pay us a living wage. And now, SEIU 775 members are settling contract left and right, where nursing home workers are going from $16 an hour to $20 an hour in the space of one contract. Eileen Rebelledo works at a nursing home in Parkside, and she has worked there for 22 years, and she said, I have seen the biggest wage increases of my life. And Lavanette, are you okay if I share what you told me this morning? Okay, I got the thumbs up from Lavanette. And Lavanette, who works with Linda Long at the Arcadia Talbot facility, just told me this morning that she got her first paycheck since she got her raise, and her paycheck was $300 bigger than it normally is. Montana workers have also bargained big wage increases. Workers at Aware in Montana just recently won a bump of $4 an hour to their starting wages. You heard from Winter earlier that she makes $6 more an hour now than she did when she first started organizing at Aware. And other caregivers saw what we were doing and said, yep, us too, let's do this. And so we have a lot of new 775 members here with us today. Please join me in welcoming new 775 members from 7 different nursing homes in Washington, Spokane, Port Orchard, Ellensburg, Shelton, and 3 different nursing homes in Bellingham. Welcome. And supported living workers from ResCare Residential in Spokane and Communitas in Bremerton. Welcome. And caregivers from the largest home care agency in Montana, doubling our home care membership in Montana. And for the first time ever, we have caregivers from Alaska here with us. Alaska crew, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. And I just got to say, these caregivers from Alaska, they don't let any grass grow under their feet. They hit the ground running. And for the very first time, these folks lobbied their legislators in Juneau, and they won funding for a 10% wage increase for all caregivers all over Alaska. So all in all, over the past year and a half, over 1,000 new caregivers have joined our union. But, like you already heard a little bit about today, we didn't just win for caregivers in Washington and Montana and Alaska. We went and helped caregivers organize in Nevada and Illinois and Pennsylvania, because at 775, we are not just about us. When caregivers anywhere in the country need help organizing, they know that they can count on us. And I just got a nail here that when we run through this long list of victories, it can feel like this just happened by magic. It did not. Raises and back pay and organizing does not happen just because we snap our fingers. We won because folks in this room and many, many, many more busted our butts to make this happen. You all did that. It happens when folks like Sunshine Lopez drive all around Montana and Nevada organizing caregiver. It happens when Brenda Morgan shows up time and time and time again to testify to her legislators. It happens when Cal Hilmo signs up his coworkers at his nursing home in Spokane in the space of 1 week. It happens because we make it happen. That is the power of our union. But we also know that it has been a tough 3 years. We are in the 3rd year of a pandemic that has hit everyone, but it has hit the folks that we care for particularly hard. Caregivers are still fighting for respect. Nursing home workers are still struggling with short staffing. IP home care workers have struggled to get paid on time with the correct wages, and I just gotta say something about this here. I know that if you are an IP, this shift to a new employer and a new payroll system has been rough, to say the least. This is facts. The good news is that we have filed more than a dozen grievances, and we have gotten thousands of caregivers the wages that they were earned, and we are fighting for interest and damages to make sure that all workers get exactly what they were owed correctly and on time. And it is not just caregivers. Working people across this country have had a rough go. We are living through historic levels of inflation. The cost of groceries and rent and gas keeps going up and up. It feels like there is no end in sight. And we know that it is not the billionaires that get squeezed when this happens, it's us. We are also facing deep divisions in our country. There are some people in power who fundamentally don't believe in democracy, who fundamentally don't believe in equity. And we are facing unprecedented heat waves and bad air quality, and it impacts everyone, but it impacts the vulnerable folks that we take care of the most. And so, sisters and brothers and siblings, we've got work to do. We can't change everything, but we are also not powerless. Today, we are both celebrating all of those victories that I ran through, and we are also saying loud and clear that there is more work to be done, because what we do matters. And together, we have built a powerful union, and we have a responsibility to use that power to do as much good as we can for as many of us as we can for as long as we can, and that is exactly what we are going to do. At 775, you all know this, we don't just wait around for the world to happen to us. We build a careful, thoughtful plan, and then we go out and then we fight for it. 10 years ago, our members voted to adopt a mission, vision, values, and goals for our organization. That was a decade ago, so it's time for some updates. So I want to talk about the new vision that a committee of member leaders and officers worked on for the past year with a lot of help from some of you. Our vision is that all of us can provide for ourselves and our families. Shelley Hughes, Shelley, are you in the room here? Can I see you anywhere? I see you. Okay, I see you. So, Shelley Hughes is a longtime board member of our union. Many of you know her. She was on the vision committee, and she told me that 10 years ago, when we said the number one goal of our union was to lift caregivers out of poverty, she made $9 an hour. With her new contract, with her shift differential, with her seniority on the wage scale, she now makes $29 an hour. Shelley said that we used to have to rely on family for housing, for cars, sometimes even for food. Now, we have our own home, our own cars. It's been ages since we have had to ask for a dime, and now we are in a position to be able to help them. That is what we got to get done for every single member of our union. That is what we got to get to. Our vision is that we build a life of dignity for those that we care for. We believe that so far as is possible, the people we care for should be able to make their own choices about how they get care and where they get care. Eva Gontala was on the Vision Committee. She's a parent provider. She takes care of her son, Mike. He is a badass self-advocate, and they always remind me what the disability rights community says: nothing about us without us. Everyone should have the right to live their best lives, and we work hard every single day to make that a reality. Our vision is that caregiving becomes a truly respected profession. The number of people over age 85 is expected to triple over the next 40 years. Many of those folks are gonna need care. We already are facing a staffing crisis in nursing homes, and we need more respite providers. Which is why I am so excited to share with you that my mom, who some of you know, and she is a longtime caregiver, she retired during the pandemic, but this week she told me that she signed up to be a respite provider. Mom, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. But amazing though Debbie Harder's may be, she herself is not going to solve the respite provider crisis. So we just need more respite providers. Melissa Watts, who is somewhere here with 2 cowbells, I see you, Melissa, she said the other day that she hasn't had a day off from taking care of her son, Max, in 3 years. Now, some of you know Max, and he is the sweetest, loveliest person you would ever meet. But after 3 years, anyone would need a day off. So we need more caregivers everywhere, and we need to be able to recruit young caregivers into this profession. And this is not rocket science. We need to make these good-paying jobs with good benefits where caregiving is a profession that gets the respect that it deserves. Our vision is that everyone should have the opportunity to do what we have done and join a union to improve their lives. I talked earlier about how over 1,000 caregivers have joined our union in the past year and a half, but sisters and brothers and siblings, we gotta go bigger. We need to fight so that every long-term care worker in Washington and Montana and Alaska has the opportunity to join our union. And we don't just believe in unions for caregivers. We believe that any workers anywhere who want to join a union should be able to do just that. Folks have heard that Starbucks workers, that Amazon workers are organizing. Lots of us were out on the picket lines with them a few weeks ago because workers anywhere who are fighting for their union know that they can count on us to have their back. Our vision is that everyone has quality, affordable health care. And a big part of that is making sure that our families have health care. When I was first elected president 4 years ago, we did member meetings all across the state. And one thing I heard in meeting after meeting and place after place was the need to get affordable health care for caregivers' kids. This August, for the first time, Washington home care workers who work 120 hours a month could add their kids to their union dental insurance. That was a good little step forward, but next year we are going to take a big step forward. I am so excited to announce that as long as we do what we know we can do and gotta do and fund our next contract, next summer, Washington home care workers will be able to add their kids to their union health insurance. And I gotta be clear here, same as dental, it's at the start gonna be for caregivers who are working 120 hours a month. We still gotta work out some of these details. We don't know what the exact premium will be. We do know that it will be affordable, but our fight does not stop there. We have to fight so that every member of our union and their families have affordable health care. That includes nursing home workers, that includes Montana workers, that includes supported living workers. And we don't just fight for the members of SEIU 775. We believe that health care should be a right for every single person in this country. Our vision is to create a more equitable, inclusive, and healthy world for all of us. And that starts with making sure that our union is a welcoming place for all of our members. And we are living that value right now as this leadership conference is being interpreted in 6 different languages. Let's give a round of applause to the interpreters working hard back there in the booth and right up here. Thank you for helping us build an inclusive space. Ana Maria, who was on the vision committee, said, "What I love about our union is that anyone can be a leader of our union. It doesn't matter what language you speak." But we also gotta fight the bigger systemic fights. Caregivers know the impact of sexism and racism. Caregivers have been left out of basic workplace protections because of who we are. Because we are women, many of us are women of color, many of us immigrants, and so we have had to fight every step of the way to win things like our right to have a union and our right to training and protections against harassment, abuse, and discrimination. And that is why our union has always been at the forefront of fighting for social justice, why our union marches and said Black Lives Matter, why our union stands up for LGBTQ plus rights, why our union stands up against anti-Asian violence, why our union fights for disability rights and immigrant justice, because at our union, we believe everybody in, nobody out. That is our vision. That is what we are going to build. We are going to do it together. And we are going to do it the same way we have won anything we have ever won. We are going to set our sights with laser-like focus on our goals. We are going to refuse to be divided based on where we came from or what language we speak or who we love. We are going to be persistent. We are going to be relentless, and we are going to fight, and we are going to win.